So picking back up from where we left off with part 1 of the live stream special, they mentioned that all the Avenger variants will be flight ready in 2.0. You have the Titan, which is the cargo variant, the Stalker, which is the bounty hunter or the police variant, and the Warlock, which is just a whole EMP device in the back of your cargo hold. In 2.0 these will all be available to you. You can upgrade. I'll talk about the packages in part 2 of Star Citizen Sunday. Also, with the Warlock being introduced, this means that EMP will be in 2.0 as well, which can directly damage the power supply rather than destroy the ship. So if you are trying to take a ship whole, rather than dealing any damage to it, this is a good way to go. The packages will be similar to the Retaliator modules. You can buy each module separate, rather than the full ship, and then just interchange them as you see fit. Now with an EMP, you have to build up the energy and then everything in its range will be deactivated. So the power, the shields of other ships, but it also affects your own ship, which adds to the balance. So you'll need to turn off your own ship systems before you use it, otherwise you will cripple your ship and have to wait for them to reboot. It is a short range, so you need to be close for it to be effective, but it is very, very cool and I cannot wait to see it in action. The Avenger Stalker, which is the bounty hunter, it seems to now have 8 cells rather than the original 4 that we saw. Anyway, also some good news for ship lovers. The Vanguard is hangar ready for 2.0. It is part of a new initiative. They say ships will come to the hangar much sooner while in the grey box phase. They will be missing things like decals, but it gets them into the hangar much quicker than it used to. About twice as quick as it used to in the original pipeline, which means we get to see our ships and sit in them much quicker. Now, they brought up the Referral Program, and apparently the leader is French. There are new tiers coming, and if you have already passed and reached those rewards, then you will claim them. I believe it is the numbers 25, 42, 100, 250, and then 1042. But we'll get onto that a little later. So they're going to be kicking off a new competition soon called the Next Great Star Marine. Now, this is obviously like the Next Great Starship. In order to enter, you need to submit a helmet, and then they said something about Titan armor, something about them wanting you to make a Class 9 Titan suit. The details are a little sketchy at the moment, but they will release more information when the time is right, so keep an eye out for that if you are interested in taking part. Some exciting news is that the SciTech pre-order for pre-signed entry-level HOTAS and keyboard will be available next month. The HOTAS is $149 and the keyboard is $199, and they are signed by Chris Roberts. Delivery for them will be around the April-May time, so it is just a pre-order. They haven't quite figured out the higher-end HOTAS system yet, but again, we will see that, and I expect they'll be pre-ordered soon. After this, they mentioned that the P-72 Archimedes is now in concept sale as well. It is $30. This is what comes with the Phoenix constellation. It is another variant of the Merlin. As you know, it is the racer version. They have redesigned the wings and removed the Gatling gun to replace with intakes. It is kind of like a bachelor's sports car. It's fast, nimble, and it turns very, very quickly. So again, if you are interested in one of them, do pick one up. It also comes with lifetime insurance, so if you are interested in a package that does not have lifetime insurance, buy this first, upgrade to the package you want, and then you'll have lifetime on that. Now, they mentioned that the Million Mile High Club will be in 2.0. This is an exclusive sort of club or bar where you can go with your friends and have drinks together. It was originally for backers who pledged, I think, for a package that was around $10,000. But there will be other ways to get into it. Now, one of the ways is if you can reach 1,042 referrals, this will grant you access. I am quite a way off, but it is always possible within a 10-year lifespan. But anyway, the big news, which came right at the end of the live stream, was that the Star Citizen Alpha 2.0 was released to PTU, as you will probably know. It was the first 1,000 backers who were helpful with other bug reports from previous patches. More and more people will be getting invited over time. I believe they're up to the first 15,000 now. Do check out my videos, as I was in the second wave, luckily. It is very impressive, and I cannot speak highly enough of it. The only issues at the moment is that it crashes every 10 so minutes, so you can't really get a lot of gameplay in. I did manage to get to the Kovalex shipping hub and EVA around a little bit, but I didn't manage to figure out what's going on. Anyway, with 2.0, what we get is 8 comm array missions, where you must switch on communication arrays, 8 research missions, 1 exploration around an abandoned space station, which is that Kovalex, do check out the video, 1 dedicated PvP station, which is the Korea station. I've still yet to find that, I've not found it yet, 20 plus random encounters. Now they say there's an ongoing battle between pirates and the Yellow Security Force, which you will see as random events as you fly around places. There's also a wreckage to salvage, again, not seen that yet. There are 3 moons to visit, but you cannot land, and if you try and go too close, I think something will happen. And there are supposed to be 9 Cryastro repair stations. Now, these are the place where if you get damaged or you use up your fuel, you can go and refuel and get repaired. As we know, the Avenger variants, including the Warlock and EMP mechanics, are in as well, which means that the Sucker Punch weapons will do distortion damage properly. Now with the Vanguard becoming hangar ready, they say that ships will be in hangars much quicker from now on. They are finishing the Starfarer, they said, and the Lancer will be close after the 2.0 patch is dropped, which is very exciting. I cannot wait to see the new Lancer. And it will be incredible to see the Starfarer with all its textures and the whole inside fleshed out. It is a very exciting ship. They did say it's a lot bigger than people think, and so far we've only seen things like the Constellation, which still feel quite cramped compared to some of these bigger ships. Now, with 2.0, FPS and weapons are obviously available as well. Port Olisar is in what's known as a green zone, so weapons will be deactivated. They did say that the weapons you have at the moment are smart weapons, so they can be deactivated by God knows what, but maybe that may lend hand into buying weapons on the black market so you can smuggle them into ports. It could just be a good excuse to get round people not griefing and trolling on the Port Olisar, but we will see. They're also adding more animations over time, things like vaulting and ledge grabbing, so what you see currently in 2.0 demos and gameplay is nowhere near what we're going to get when the game is finally finished. They are really updating the fidelity of characters, they're improving the animation no end, it's just taking time, and then they will be bled in as the time goes on, and we will see how much better they become. Also with 2.0, multi-crew seats where you can sit in gun turrets, you can do engineering, you can manage ship systems, that's all coming in. There's a new flight system, as you probably know, the new IFCS 2.0 with precision flight, space combat maneuvering, cruise and quantum travel. They did say you need to get used to it, so be patient, don't just disregard it because you've not got used to it yet. It is like driving a car in a sense that you will have to learn. Also, the Cutlass has had a temporary update. It is not finished yet, but it is improved from what it used to be. It's got better handling and other systems work a lot better as well, so they will be updating that fully as time goes by. Also, if you press F9 in 2.0, you will bring up your Mobi Glass, and this will allow you to check your schedule. There's not much to do with it yet, and most of the apps are shut. But again, these will be coming in over time when they get them finished, and it is looking very sleek. I must admit, it's quite impressive that you can stand and watch someone use their Mobi Glass as well. It does look very cool. The party system does work as well. You can link up with your friends and then join in the servers. They took a few questions and answers for the 2.0. So I shall tell you what the results were. They said the Connie will be available for those with multi-crew ship packages which are not yet available. So if you own a ship that's bigger than a Constellation or from a Constellation up, you will be granted the Constellation to play with when in 2.0 until your ship is finished. Now, basic trading and cargo is one of the things that they're working on now. It'll be coming up with a few patches. They have a new production plan to make the process much quicker, so more consistent releases, and we will see things coming online with each new update. They've also increased scanning and signature work, so now you need to physically scan people to get the information. It won't be automatic. Plus, there's also more long-range combat, which is something we haven't really played with or even had a chance to get used to because Arena Commander is so close quarters. Well, compared to this anyway. Now, what happens in the PTU and 2.0 is not permanent. If you lose your ship in 2.0, it is not a permanent loss, and if you blow up or die, you will respawn back in your bed and then you can just carry on as normal. This is kind of like a super accelerated result of what the PU will actually be like, but in the persistent universe, obviously things are permanent. So they say life is precious and your ships are precious, so you've got to be careful. Now, something they pointed out is that the two-seater Avenger is not a current variant, and it's likely not to be either unless people really want it. So if you do want it, look on the forums and see if anyone's setting up a request or a poll, join in and just put your vote across. It sounds like they decided against it, but it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. So with the PTU, there is no NDA on this 2.0 launch. You can show as much stuff as you like. Do subscribe, as I am bringing out as much of this gameplay as I can while I can get to work. The download for 2.0 when you do get it for the PTU is about 30 gigs, so make sure you've got room. Again, the Freelancer and the Vanguard will be the next two multi-crew ships that will be released in a close update to 2.0, so if you are waiting for them, they will be coming next. And then when they feel that the servers are stable and bugs are not as often or concurrent, they will flip the switch and send it to live for everyone to play. So I'll leave you with some new footage. It's kind of like a work in progress for a new trailer for 2.0. Looking cool. Anyway, as I said, don't forget to subscribe. Much more gameplay coming, much more news on Star Citizen, and obviously Star Citizen Sunday.